everybody. This is Trina Gunzel, and welcome to the Legacy and Legends podcast. I am so excited to share this amazing interview with you today with my special guest and dear friend, Stephanie Chapman. And I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. I'm Trina Gunzel, and this has been an amazing month with featuring different guests all around the world for Women's History Month. So I'm so excited to introduce you to Stephanie and let you learn more about her and what she does in this really fun, informal celebrity interview. So Stephanie, go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, I am Stephanie Chapman, and I am the CEO and founder of Mom Strong. I am a mindset mentor and coach for moms, and I'm hoping to empower as many moms as I can to really begin living the life and legacy that they've always dreamed of since they were a little girl and stop putting themselves to the side. That's my main passion, my main goal. Personally, I'm a mother of 5. I was a personal trainer for almost 10 years before this, so I brought a lot of those skills and passions into what I do now.
Fantastic. I'm giving you a special heart for that, Stephanie, because I love your story. I love your message. That's one of the things that drew me to you. And I'm so grateful that a friend referred us and brought us together because it's been an amazing friendship, just business partnership, and hearing your story and your success story and our Stories to Success community will always have a special place in my heart. So the first thing I love to do is have our audience just get to know you a little bit more on a personal level. So what's your favorite movie?
Oh my goodness. That's a good one. I don't really watch movies a lot, to be honest with you. I'm not really one of those people, but I love like Disney movies and stuff. So I always go to like Lion King and those like classical movies. Those are just kind of my go-to things because I watch with my kids, and that's really the only time I watch movies.
That's awesome. I actually had a roommate in college and she loved all the Disney movies. She collected them all, and every time one came like out of the vault. So I love Disney movies too. So many. How about what's your favorite food?
Probably just Italian food in general. I love pasta. I love breads. I love all of that. Yeah. But like the cheese raviolis is probably my go-to thing. It's always been ever since I was a kid. So that would have to be it.
Amazing. No wonder we're great friends. Well, I'm Italian, so I'll have to send you some recipes. We're having Italian food when you visit. Yes. All right. And what about, I know you're a big reader. What's a book that's impacted your life?
You're a Badass. That was probably my favorite one. Any of Jen's books are kind of top of my list. I think that reading that particular book was good timing as well. I think that that's a lot of what goes into, reading in general is like something just hits at that perfect moment. And that was the book that did it for me.
I love that. That book, when I read it, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it's just, it's been a game changer for me. Because when you're at this level, you're looking for those little shifts, those little things, and you can have read so much. I mean, I love books. Obviously, I'm always surrounded by books, but I wrote that down. And I know our audience loves to learn, what books do you read? And we even have a recommended book list just because it collapses time. It's like getting out with best friends. You can't be together in person, right?
Right.
Cool. I love that. Okay. And then what has been your work and educational history journey to this point? Because a lot of people are really curious about the growth journey of entrepreneurs.
So I actually always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I think some part of me just always wanted to be a business owner. I never wanted to work for somebody else. Back in school, I wanted to get some sort of business and marketing degree. That was my thing. I'm sorry for my dogs in the background. It's going crazy, my life. But I really wanted to pursue that, but I just could not make college work at the time. I was a 2-time teen mom, and I had to work full time and take care of my boys, and there was just so much. And so I decided that, personal training would be a good way for me to get certifications quickly, get into an industry that I was passionate about and loved, because working out was really my therapy. Gym therapy was totally a thing for me for a long time. And I just built a career around that, in the best way that I could. I kind of came and gone from, gyms and things like that over the years. But needing to move into the online space once I decided to stay home with my kids and let my husband, take over taking care of the family, kind of being the man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I needed something in the online space, and personal training just wasn't my thing. I did not like doing that online. Again, it's still one of my passions, but just online was so different. And so it morphed into, what I'm doing now. It's like, how can I take those skills and all these things I've learned over the years and really start making a difference again? And mindset coaching is the foundation for everything that I had been doing. Any sort of lifestyle change you want to make, any career change you want to, accomplish, anything, building a business, that's where you start. And so that's where I came in.
I love that. I love that. And that's where we met too, because it was that pivotal kind of shift of you have all these amazing things, but your heart story, that bigger dream of what you wanted to do, I think it was like what connected our hearts. And then it's just been fun seeing that explosive growth. What kind of obstacles have you had to overcome to live your dream life? Like, it seems now you've really created this special space and things happen really quick for you. I know when you went through our program, it was like you are a very fast success story. So I know people are interested in hearing kind of what did you have to overcome to get where you are now?
Just worthiness was a huge one for me, and it still is. My life is amazing. I'm so grateful to have everything that I have. And there are moments where I think, do I really deserve all the financial success on top of everything else? So I feel like that's probably my biggest hurdle.
Yeah. You're not alone, girl. That's everyone. I try to pick a different thing. Like, you're getting special hearts. Like, I'm going to mail you a bunch of hearts because I love your story and you are worthy. I think a lot of people, they struggle with that. It's like when you've been through really hard things, we all have, in this thing of trying to show up perfect on social media where, life is messy and there are hard things that happen. We've all been through that. And your success where you are in your life, I have been with you on the journey. You earned every bit of your success. Like, you've done the actual work it takes. You didn't make excuses. You're like, I want this and I'm going to make it happen. And you're the most coachable person I've ever been blessed to work with, because you're just so fun. You're like, okay, you say it works, I'm going to do it. And you did. So, girl,
and worst thing that happens is it doesn't work and we try something else. So, that's the entrepreneurship journey. I feel like in a bubble, it's just, you just keep trying until something works, and then you stick with that thing and you build systems around that thing. And, it's been an amazing transformation the last year working with you. It's been exactly what I was looking for.
I love it. And I was so happy when you were like, I've worked with so many coaches. People say, how is this going to be different? And I was like, just trust me. I promise I will not let you down. And I'm going to help you. Like, this is, to me, it's like, I want the world to know how amazing you are and your gifts and talents. And as a mom, when I was home with my kids are now 12 and 18, but there's a lonely space. There's challenges you go through where your kids are too old for mops. You made great friends and moms of preschoolers, but then there's this interesting space and your kids are still with you, but it's lonely. Like, do other moms go through this? And that's why I love your tribe. Mom Strong Tribe is so fun. You really cultivate and bring in moms and help them through those everyday struggles that are the blessings,
Yeah. And that was really one of my big goals too, with starting my group, was I wanted every mom to feel welcome, whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you want nothing to do with building a business, or maybe you're just starting a business, or you're already established, or, you have teens or toddlers, whatever it is, wherever you are in your journey. I wanted everybody to feel welcome, to feel worthy, to feel loved and supported. And, that was really all I focused on for that first year, was just building that community. And, I put a lot of heart and soul into that. And I hope that everybody there sees that.
They do. And they feel it too. It was like, the more we get to know you, and I'm excited that your tribe is getting to watch this live today because you guys asked. So I was like, I usually do the podcast recorded and upload later, but they asked. So we said, sure, let's live stream and let's spread the word and honor your group, because you've collected an amazing group. Let's let them know. So what would you say was your key to expanding your reach and connecting with influential leaders? Because I noticed some very specific things with your group.
Yeah, collaborations are huge. I will just say that from the start. I mean, it's really about meeting the right people too, that really represent what you want to cultivate and you want your community to be about. Because that was the other thing, is I didn't want to bring just anybody in.
Mhm.
and just have, you know, I don't want to say a negative, connotation or anything like that, but we all have certain standards or certain things that we want to portray or put out there. And it
Yeah.
just, that was my main goal, was just to have the happiest, as successful, most successful people that I could find in that space, and to represent a different type of mom, I guess is the way you could say that. It's like
Yeah.
we always think of moms as, just taking care of the kids all the time. And I just wanted other women to come in there and show that, hey, you can build a business, or you can do these other things on top of being a mom. So that's kind of what I focused on in the beginning.
I love that. And that honestly, I was excited. Like, I think it was Amanda who introduced us. And then she was like, oh, Trini, you should go speak in Stephanie's group. And I really didn't know you, but I sent a little proposal. And when you had me come speak to your group, that was a really cool way, because you reached out and you invited speakers who represented positive and family and showed, successful mompreneurs, right? In your business space. And so you literally modeled that collaboration, and it's just coming back to you, and
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. A lot of people miss that. It's like they don't really understand, why do you do a group and what's fun about it? But wherever they want to have that space, it's a place to collect like-minded people, or bring in people who don't have your same expertise, so they can add value to your group and add value to your community,
Right. And it's really about just building a movement around your business. It's making it more than just a moneymaker. Yeah,
Right.
money's great. We all want money. Of course, that's
Yeah.
always going to be a huge focus, but it should be, and I want it to be so much more than that. And so that was, I know, another one of my goals was that, Mom Strong could be a movement. It could be bigger than just me.
That's right. And it is, girl. And we're blowing it up here today. Like, seriously, more people will just be joining our group and reaching out and connecting, because that's what I love to do, is literally have a virtual stage for amazing people that the world doesn't know about, to get your messages out. I help leaders magnify their influence in the world. So if someone's doing something really great, even if it's in their one little place in the world, we can spread that message, because literally it can go global, because everybody has access to the internet. And
Right.
putting more good in the world, to me, that's how we lift humanity. So thank you for doing your part, Stephanie. And it's my honor to help spread the word about you.
My goal at the beginning of the year, my word was expansion. So it's like things like this are kind of key for me going into
Yes.
this year, and really just kind of getting outside of my bubble. And
That's
if I
awesome.
want Mom Strong to be what I envision, I have to break out of that bubble.
That's right. I know I've had a lot of people, I've been surprised that they're so nervous to get on camera, or they're so nervous to do a live like this, they miss out on a huge opportunity. And I was like, you can't make someone be successful, but for me, when I see a high achiever who's reaching, I'm like, okay, I'm 45. I've been a consultant for 20 years. Like, if I can't pay that learning forward and bless families and help more families prosper and help each other and get moving forward, like, what was the point?
Right.
This whole journey, it's like, I think of it is way bigger than just one person, and doing things like this, that's how we spread more love and lift, right? Elevate.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So Stephanie, what can people expect when they work with you?
Big transformations, wherever you want it in your life, whether that's business or a lifestyle change, whatever it is, we can really map out the strategies to make that happen. And you have the support from me along the way.
Love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. And that's a big point too, because mindset, if you know and believe you can do something, you can. Believing is halfway there. There are absolutely skills and strategies and things we can do to collapse time, but you have to start with that glimmer, that hope that you want something more for your life. Maybe
that vision that you hold on to, that you can really become that and start living as that. I feel like that is, the key behind most of it is, you don't already have to be that person to start living that way.
Right.
You start living as that person now.
That's
and
right.
then you start seeing those transformations happen. And that all starts with just believing that it's possible.
I love that. I love that. We're so aligned. Can you guys see why I want you to meet Stephanie? She's awesome. You have to just, if you're a mom at home wanting something more for your life, wanting connection, her Mom's Shark Tribe is amazing, and you want to be a part of that. Everybody who's already commenting and interacting with us today, we love it. We love that you're checking in. Feel free to put your big takeaways in the comments. You can totally do that. And on the podcast and our channel as well, you can always comment in the comments if you have questions, and I will directly respond to you and happily pass the things on to Stephanie as well. So let's see, how about Stephanie, you're a connector like me. How are you getting your favorite jobs and interviews?
Really just about going into other groups, and other communities that other people have built. It's all about building those connections, and it's established connections that I've had for the last couple of years, because like I said, in the beginning of my business, it was all about building a community around me and other like-minded women. And so I can always go back to these women now and say, hey, do you want to do an interview? Do you want to do this with me? Like, I'm getting ready to do a summit in May. So it's actually pretty easy at this point to just reach out to people and say, hey, let's do this. And they want to. And I think the size of my audience does help that too, because, they know that they're going to get in front of, 2,000 to 5,000 people, depending on where we broadcast things. And, having that alone is also helpful, but it's not the end all be all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, even this, it's going to reach a new group of thousands. If my personal page is like, that is a big reach, and it is global. So who knows, people reaching out today, they may connect. And just tell them, you guys, if you came off my page, just be like, hey, I saw your interview with Trina, and it's fun. You want to build those relationships, and we want to help expand good work in the world. So thank you for being part of that, Stephanie. It's awesome. How about, what do you recommend to people who are wanting to gain traction in their social media networks and grow their audience?
Get outside your bubble. Kind of what we were talking about before. You have these select few friends that you stick around, or like you kind of rely on your family, and at a certain point you need to realize that those aren't your target market. Those aren't your main people. Those aren't the people that you're going to be selling to in a business, things like that. You just have to realize that, their support is great, but you need to really break outside of that. And you need to put yourself out there. Don't be scared to fail. That's the biggest thing too. It's nobody wants to fail, but we're all going to. If you're going somewhere, you're going to fail a lot of times. I still fail every day, and I'm totally fine with that, because I know I can learn from that, and we can move on from that. And that's how we grow. So just get outside your bubble and do the scary things.
There you go. You guys get outside your bubble and do this.
Heard it here first.
And not being afraid. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people ask me, they're like, how do you do these things? And I don't have that fear. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to try it. Either people want to be a part of it or they don't. And I'm okay either way. It's like, but try. If you don't try, how do you even know? Your great idea could be amazing, but nobody can see it when it's just stuck in your head. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're always going to fail. You're always going to hear no if you never try.
That's right.
It's like you're basically just making failure happen if you don't try. So you might as well at least get that chance at success,
That's right. Awesome. And if someone wanted to do what you do, what skills or training would they need?
Being able to communicate well. Just a willingness to always be learning. You don't want to get comfortable and just stagnant. You need to always be growing and learning and be willing to connect with people. That's really all you need, and you pull from your past experiences, and those stories and experiences are what's going to create the change for the people that come to you for help. It really is that simple. And you say it's simple, it's really not simple, but to sum it up in a little, box, that's the best way that I can describe it. And I feel like that's why Stories to Success was, a game changer for me, because it helped me see that I can share these scary stories from the past, like being the 2-time teen mom. I didn't like sharing that with everybody, because people automatically assume that a lot of bad things about my past as soon as I say that, and they immediately disconnect with me. And I had to learn to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Those aren't my people. The people that see that as like, holy crap, look at where you are now. Even though that happened, they have a stronger connection with me. Those are my people. So
I love that. And thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people, I was trying to be like, what do you do? You summed it up beautifully, because it is, we work with people to help them see those stories from their past, those things that are the mess, those challenges. Someone needs to hear that. Like, you're going to bring in your ideal clients, because nobody can speak about that exactly the way you do. And feel it, while it pushed away some people, guess what? All the teen moms who are now adults or maybe going through that are like, hey, she gets it. She's going to understand me. She's not going to push me away. She's going to pull me in. So it's really an interesting way, like with really dialing in that ideal client. And then can you speak to our audience just a little bit, because you are such an awesome success story, and I'm actually going to feature you on our page and share this podcast to help blow up your business even more. But would you share like that journey of how you came to us, and then what was your biggest transformation and what your life is like now through that journey?
So before, like you kind of mentioned, I worked with a lot of coaches. I knew that I had this great idea. I knew I needed to go somewhere, but there was just a puzzle piece missing. It's the best way to describe it. And, once we connected, you kept talking about that purpose module. You kept bringing this up, and I'm just like, yeah, this lady's crazy. There's no way that that's that one little thing. I have my purpose. I know my purpose. And I really didn't get it until I went through that. And it was just the way everything was structured and laid out. And then, our connection and how you walked through the program and all of that, it just, something clicked. That's the best way I can describe it, is that puzzle piece just fell right into place. It clicked and it worked. And, within, a couple months, I had $1,000 day. I wasn't even making that much in a month before that. So, it's those little successes, really built over time. And still a year later, you have been the biggest support and cheerleader that I've had. So I am very grateful and very thankful for our journey and everything that, you and the program have done for me.
It's awesome. We seriously love you, Stephanie. And that's what I try to tell people. I'm not one of those like, see you once, and I'm not just in it for a quick, money thing. It's like, I want to help people. John and I have big hearts for families. And like you said, to me, it's like seeing you win and all of our clients and helping accelerate that growth. It's like, I'm excited. I know we're talking about your 12K a month package, and we're getting all that dialed in, and there's some big things coming ahead, and super excited. We're going to have we get our one-to-one calls and stuff, just because we're looking to amplify your results. But that was part of that new group that I just made. I know you're in there. Like, I just opened the doors last night, and it's amplifying abundance for high achievers, and it's for men and women. I've done great in groups with just women, but I'm like, our program is for both. And I want to really open the door to honor anyone who is a high achiever, who wants to take action and learn and just explode their business through connections. We do a virtual beach vacation. I'm the total aloha sunshine girl from Arizona. So it's like all those bright, fun things. And it's exciting. So I want to encourage everyone who's listening, if you have an idea, go with it. Get outside your bubble. Like Stephanie said, be brave, launch something, try, and understand there are real people like us who want to help you. Stephanie, for moms, you're at home and you're like, what could I do? I just need some support. I'm lonely. I need to know how to make it through this. Stephanie's amazing. I totally recommend you work with her. Mom Strong Tribe. I actually just recommended you in a group the other day and tagged you. So it's neat when you listen, like in our exclusive business sorority, and there's someone and what they do, and they're specialized in that. You can tag them in groups and refer them and make really quality referrals to help everybody expand their business. It's really an abundance for all model,
Yeah, I love that group. It's been amazing just to kind of further connect with people outside of my bubble that I had kind of built over time. And, just having somebody else to say, hey, this person's great for you, but I also think that this person would be perfect for you, because we aren't the perfect coach for everyone. And that's okay. We need to be okay with that. And so being able to collaborate with somebody else and say, hey, check out her stuff and see if maybe that clicks better. And, they're doing the same for me. So that's been a really cool group to be a part of too.
Awesome. I'm so glad to have you in there. And it's just a privilege and a lot of fun. I want people to know, what's the best way for them to contact you if they want to work with you?
My website, momstrongmindset.com. Pretty much all of my information is there, even the links to my groups on Facebook and all of the multi-passionate things that I do, because I'm kind of all over the place. I do a lot of things. But all of that really breaks it down. And there's a work with me tab right up at the top. And you can set up a free discovery call with me to start, just to get to know me, how I can help you. And then we can kind of go from there on, whether a course would be good for you or working, together one-on-one, all of those are options. We just need to chat first and see where you're starting.
That's right. And I love to, like, you have such a great way of helping with mindset, getting them kind of open to ideas. And you're one of our affiliates too. So if people want to know, about Stories to Success, Stephanie's done phenomenal. And you can literally, you want to bless Stephanie because you have a personal connection with her. She can help you, like, literally enroll. So it's so cool. And for me, when I meet moms who are like, I need that help, I need support, I'm not in a good space, I want somebody to just get me in those years when my kids are young, I'm like, go see Stephanie, because she is amazing at that. And the community that you have brought together in Mom Strong Tribe, it's so fun. Like for me, even though my kids are 12 and 18 now, I just love it because I feel heard and understood in that group. And I love the community you've brought together and how you lead that.
Well, thank you. I love that. I love hearing that.
Yeah, it's an awesome space. I do love it. And you're getting a bunch of hearts. I'm going to mail you. Just blow up your mailbox with happiness. Stephanie, do you have, as we kind of wrap it up here, is there a quote that you would like to share to inspire our listeners?
Oh my goodness. Just don't give up.
Don't give up.
Things get hard. We've all just been through a pandemic. We're dealing with a lot in the world right now. And sometimes we just need to hear that, don't give up, just keep pushing.
That's right. That's right. I love it. And Stephanie, in the future, I've been collecting these hashtags from my guest speakers and friends for years, and I'm going to let you decide how much of your personal story you want to share in this. You are welcome, but there's no pressure for me. Just know if you feel like sharing any of your personal stories that relates to this, you are totally welcome. The hashtag is, if you were going to create a hashtag to your younger self, what would it be?
You're a good mom. Being doubted for so long. Just knowing that would have made a big difference.
Yeah. Hashtag you're a good mom. I love that. In your personal story, I know when I made a post in my group that was, if someone gave you $1 million today, how would you use it? And I know you have a bigger foundation idea on your heart because of experiences. And just know that if you feel like talking about it, fine. If you don't, fine. But I am in your corner, and I'm already collecting tribes of people to help with that bigger cause.
If you're willing to listen, I will talk about it.
Yeah, you're here, girl. The stage is yours. I really think someone in the audience needs to hear your message today. If you're willing to share your story.
I actually haven't talked about this a lot outside of like Trina and I's talks and things like that, but I would love to start a nonprofit for single parents, especially single moms who are struggling, just to make it by. I know we have a lot of resources like food stamps and child support and things like that, but unfortunately, those things don't always come through when you need them. And they don't really provide you with the resources to change your life. And being able to provide therapy and coaching and other resources that they need just to take care of themselves and better their kids' lives, that would be my ultimate goal. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And honestly, there are people who are listening to this podcast right now who love to be a part of nonprofits. They know how to set them up. They're board members. They love donating to worthy causes. And so I wanted to feature you and do this as a live during Women's History Month, because I know there's some woman who's going to listen to this, who's going to say, that was me and I want to help with that cause, or someone who's going to say, wow, that's something I really want to be a part of. So be open to the amazing abundance and possibilities that come from beautiful collaborations like this. And it was my absolute pleasure to have you on the Legacy and Legends podcast as a featured. You're going down in Women's History as a part of Women's History Month. So thank you for being brave and coming outside the bubble to be on this and being so candid and so vulnerable with your responses. I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you for having me. It means the world to me, and just happy to be here.
You're welcome. And just to bless you back, is there one question you've been wanting to ask me that if you had one that I could help you with today?
Not off the top of my head.
Let me off easy.
I am. I got a little emotional there at the end, so my brain kind of went all over the place.
You know what? What a blessing that you shared your story. And my door is always open for you. If you decide you want some help with something later, you just give me a shout because you have my personal info. Okay.
Well,
all right. Oh my gosh. Such a pleasure to have you on the show. You are going to get a bunch of hearts in the mail. I love your sweet heart. And thank you for sharing your story with us. We will treasure it. And you shared it with grace. And thank you for just honoring the challenges make us stronger in your Mom's Strong Tribe. All right, my friend. I will talk to you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.